and gentlemen, welcome aboard. We need everyone to find a seat. There's absolutely no standing while this boat is in motion. You're not ready on surface, just shut up all cell phones. There's no cell phone use on the Arizona Memorial. Right tracks provided beneath each seat in the event of an emergency.
Auxiliary repair ship, and that sign shouldn't be there because this was called Battleship Row. Unfortunately, the people that run the place can't spell Navy. So old guys like us come up and say, yeah, every chance we get. Yeah, she was auxiliary repair. To be correct, what they should have done is that should say USS Arizona. So is that because each battleship had two keys, and so the stern lines went to that, the forward lines went to that, and you'd snug up there, and they wasn't going to go anywhere. Of course, this harbor doesn't know a wave if it saw one. Now it's I'm going to split off here a little bit. They've looked at that film that you saw that showed the puff of smoke and then the boom, the explosion. And what they're doing is they're running it through computers, and today we have the technology to be able to fill in places that are missing. And so back in 1941, some young surgeon was sitting right where the bridge touches the island there. He was on the hospital ship Solace, that's where it was. And so that film you saw, he took. And he just happened to be looking at the Arizona when it exploded. So now, but he was only shooting like 5 frames a second. So what they've done is they brought it up to 10 frames a second by just filling. And then said, well, let's go further. So they're up to something like 50 frames a second. And when you look at it, you can see this come out of the water. I mean, it goes up about 15, 20 feet in the air and then comes back down, and you see this wave come out. It's 7 foot long, and with other pictures that were taken during the attack, you could see the wave going around the harbor. It was a tidal wave. Took the ship out of the water and then dropped it down. 7 foot wave tidal. It's very interesting stuff. And I just went off to the wildly yonder and have no idea what I want to tell you now. Anyhow,
You're doing a good job.
thank you. I babble. Okay, why is the memorial not in the center of the ship? You notice that it's in the back of the ship. That railing right there, that signifies where that sheet of flame came from that you watched. Okay, puff of black smoke. That puff of black smoke was the boiler room with everybody in it becoming part of the atmosphere. Because the explosion down here was so horrific, it was eating the ship at about 30 feet down and 108 feet wide. So when it went off right there. As it went off, it couldn't penetrate this. So this is too heavy. And so it began to move laterally through the ship. There's the puff of black smoke. Right here, it hits a big thick wall, which is the firewall, that protects the engine room. So we are over the engine room. Now, people died here, but they were recoverable. So we're not over anyone who died. If we had been 15, 20 feet farther over in that direction, we'd be over 200-300 feet. So that was the reason for moving the memorial back here. So it's kind of a little strange. I know that I probably confused some of you that the explosion took place here, and yet you see it here. But it was because it traveled through the ship. And that's why the loss of life was horrendous the way it was, because you know, this thing is just expanding out as it comes along, gets right to here, exits the ship at about 350 feet sheet of flame. So killed everybody in the superstructure with the exception of 2 young sailors that were sitting up here in the crow's nest. And these 2 young guys got tossed out. This whole thing in a couple of milliseconds became a pile of junk that moved over like this. They got tossed out and landed on the stern of the vessel. The vessel cut her lines, ran that way about 3/4 of a mile. And she had lost all these rivets, just popped out. So she just settled into the mud. But most importantly was the ship's medical crew kept those 2 young men alive because they had 3rd-degree burns. And they both died last year, but they were in their middle 90s. So they did pretty well. But if there's anything merciful about this whole entire thing, is that 800, 900 people below decks. That's how long World War II lasted. So they felt nothing. They saw nothing. It was over. I read some article where a doctor was saying that their brain saw the flash of the explosion as it came through the ship, but didn't have time to let the person know that was a flash. So he saw nothing. The same with the ears. Their ears heard it, the brain heard the explosion, but again, couldn't send the message fast enough. So, whereas up here, it was not pleasant. And back here, it wasn't either. And then you try to picture, I go through this every once in a while, is that key that's sitting back there that says USS Arizona. Within 5 to 10 minutes after the explosion, the whole crew. About 1920, they started building
177 maximum 110 min. That is per gun turret, and that is a situational number, not an average. That's how it's calculated. Situational. These rifles fire two types of projectiles. First projectile we see down at the bottom, that is called armored piercing. That one projectile weighs 2,000.
I went to Kona Brewing and I looked over when we were getting ready to leave and I was like, that's Coco. And she was like, yeah. And then we like looked at our map and we were like,
It looks almost just like that, 8 inches shorter, only weighs 1,900 pounds. So those are used for laying targets. They leave a crater 50 feet wide, 20 feet deep. Now to fire just one projectile, how far? You need to stick the bag on gunpowder. The bag is set to the left. If you cannot see it now, you can see where we walk past. Looks like a giant marshmallow. That one bag weighs 110 pounds. So you need 660 pounds of gunpowder.
I wanna love you, love and treat you. I wanna love you every day and every night. We'll be together. Time on the way, we'll share the shelter. On my single bed, we'll share the same room. Time for baby bread. Is this love? Is this love? Is this love? Love that I'm feeling. Is this love? Is this love? Oh, is it love? Love that I'm feeling. Oh, yes, I know, yes, I know, yes, I know now. I've gotta know, gotta know, gotta know now. I'm willing and able, so I throw my cards on the table. I wanna love you, love and treat you. I wanna love you every day and every night. Let's be together. We'll fight over right. We'll share something. On my single bed, we'll share the same room. Shop from baby bread. Is this love? Oh, is it love? Love that I'm feeling. Is this love? Is this love? Is this love? Love that I'm feeling. I wanna know now. I'm willing and able, so I throw my cards on your table. Bob Marley. I never thought your love would be bringing what's lovely and she so very lovely, babe from love. Isn't she pretty? Life and love all the same. can't stick around.
Putain de piaf.